So I never introduce myself. I just figure if you're on my social, if you're on my YouTube, you can read and you know who I am. I've never told my whole, not my whole story, but I've never told my most recent story because it's a long one and I feel like I would need to do it in part. So I'll just quickly give you an overview of why I'm bumping up on social media and bumping back on work that I do in person. My name was Karen Whisperer. So if you know me by that, that's okay. You can call me Karen, whatever. Like, just don't say it mean, like, I need to speak to the manager. Although, let me just tell you that I am that person. Like, I will speak to the manager. Anyway, squirrel. So, almost a year ago, about 8 or 9 months ago, I changed my name for several reasons, and that's one of them, is that I was so sick and tired. Like, again, it's a thing complex, right? It's a me complex. But like, when I'm calling somebody and I'm fussing or complaining about something that is absolutely legitimate, whether it's a cost for something or something wasn't sent, whatever, and I say, they're like, could we have your name? And I'm like, Karen, you know that they're muting their little microphone and they're saying, I got a Karen on the phone, like, literally, because and I'm behaving that way. I'm outspoken. I'm a Cancer. Like, I'm gonna go for what I expect, right? Services I expect, products I expect, whatever. Anyway, enough about that. So about, I think I disappeared for like a month or 2 months at the beginning of this year, 2024. I came back with a different name. I have groups that I run and things like that, and I changed some of the names on that. People got a little twisted. And I almost thought about changing it back. And I was like, wait a second. Your discomfort is not my problem, right? Your discomfort is not my problem. And it's still happening today. It's not like I have people who love the new name. I have people who like, should I call you Eliza? Should I call you Karen? And I'm like, call me whatever is comfortable. But me changing my name made people uncomfortable. And that is not on me. That's not what I want to talk about. But anyway, that's not on me. So just a little thing. If you're thinking about, people are making leaps and bounds and quantum changes these days. If you're thinking about that or canoodling about that, like, don't worry about what everybody's gonna think, because who cares? Because who cares? They're not the one that gets a response every time you say your name's Karen. Like, it's so true. Anyway, so I changed my name to Eliza Grace. Eliza came to me. I came up with a couple of A names and talked to a dear friend of mine, and we came up with Eliza. She told me the meaning of it. Like, to me, I go by whatever comes to me, and like, she told me the meaning of it and all resonated. I don't usually wear red, by the way. I don't know, whatever. Anyway, and so I came up with Eliza. Many of you who have bought my book or even heard my story know that my mother's name is Grace. Real quick, it's all in my book, but my mother disappeared when I was 5. I was told she had died, all the things. So it's a long story. It's all in my book, but I will be sharing it on social and on YouTube. I guess that's social media anyway. So I changed my name. So I go by Eliza Grace. In my current and recently past world, I just gotta move my phone. In my current and recently past world, I was doing mediumship work, which is connecting with those who have passed. That has begun to spiral away from me, and no judgment here. Like, we don't do judgment on my channel or on my social media. So you may think what you think about that, it's of the devil. Listen, I've had my own reckoning about that, and I will deal with that myself. Like, I don't need you to put in the comments, that's Satan, that's the devil, all the things. Listen, I've heard it all, right? And just so you know, there were many prophets who prophesied in the Bible. So anyway, I'm not going to get into it. I have been working all year on new things, that I can do virtually. That doesn't mean like, well, yes, it does involve courses and things like that. That's where I'm headed. So right now I'm like in a transition, and so it's hard for me to like say who I am and what I'm doing. Why did I have to make changes? I had to make changes because I was at the highest point of my career. I had a home in Hawaii. I had literally recently moved to South Carolina, Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, on a whim. And so I had both places. I was going back and forth to Hawaii. I had just been to the most life transforming retreat in Costa Rica, which I went there just for fun, and it literally rocked my world and changed everything for me. It changed everything for me. And here's that God complex where I'm just going like, the person next to me that just pulled in is watching me record. Who cares, right? I got to remember, who cares? That's my phrase of the day. So I had just been to Costa Rica just a year prior, and like I said, highlight of my work. I'd been doing this work 15 years. I'd been coaching. I'd been doing, just guidance and spiritual stuff and all the things. And then everything crashed down. And it crashed down in such a way that I had to totally stop working. I was in a position where I had always been able to manifest anything and everything I wanted. And it all came crashing down. It wasn't a lesson. It wasn't a wake-up call. What it was the beginning of a massive, massive transformation for me. I'm not even going to get to the subject I was going to talk about because this is just going to be a quick video about me. Massive. Okay, did I say massive? I had to let go of control of everything. My business. I gave up my home in Hawaii. I was shook about how I was going to pay for my home in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. My daughter, on the 4th of July in 2022, so just a year after I got back from retreat, and I was traveling, like all the things, right? Just buying this, whatever car I wanted, all the things. July 4th of 2022, my daughter became sick. She had pancreatitis. So I'm like, oh, it's like appendicitis. She'll be in the hospital 3 days, whatever. She lived in New Hampshire. I happened to be up there. I was seeing clients up there, and we went to lunch. We got our hair done. We would do that every now and again because she still lived in New Hampshire. And what started out as 3 or 4 days in a local hospital, she was supposed to leave on July 10th. She was supposed to be discharged. And everything went south the night of July 9th. And she essentially flatlined. She went into full multi-organ failure, respiratory failure. She was put on life support. And so she did not go home on the 10th of July. She was fighting for her life. And so without going into the whole story, on the 15th of July, she was med-flighted. The local hospital could not handle her conditions. We now were in acute necrotizing pancreatitis, which means that necrotizing is the eating of the pancreas and whatever it could get to, which created a disease called compartment syndrome. People are hearing of it more and more. I think it's because of the shows. I seem to notice it all the time. So all her organs were walling off, and her chance of survival was 15%. Fast forward to today, because I don't want to go into the whole story now. Fast forward to today. She is alive. She's living down here in Myrtle Beach with me, and I am her full-time caregiver. And I am shifting. Like, meeting with clients in person is not working anymore. It just isn't. We've tried. By we, I mean me. I've been doing that for a year since we got home. And it's just, it's not. And so my guides and my higher power have been showing me that things are changing, which is why you're going to see me popping up on social media even more, but in a different capacity, okay? More of a teaching capacity, which I was already doing workshops and retreats and classes and all the things, but you're going to see me doing more of that. All that to say, I had something I wanted to talk about, but I want to cut this short. Like, I cannot stand a long video. I just need things in pieces. So that's a little bit about me, and it's a very little. I will talk more about what it was like living up in Boston for 6 months in a hotel and being at the hospital, just watching and listening to these machines, all the things. And the reason I'm talking about it is not for what they call clout, I guess, out here. I'm 61 years old. I don't know. But the reason I am talking about it is because I'm finding people have had similar experiences, and I want to use what I have learned, created, grown through, and accomplished since she got sick and since we got home. And, you know, running a household, a business, and being a full-time caregiver, it's a lot, right? And so we don't concentrate on what was, we concentrate on what's coming. And so that is where I'm coming from in a lot of my videos. So please stay here, whether you're seeing this on social or you're seeing this on YouTube. Please, what all the things are, do the button, subscribe. I don't know all about all that stuff. I'm still working on getting monetized, which is a whole thing. But please stay with me. Please stay with me, because I am being shown that the things that I'm going to be offering the world is like massive. Okay? So, all that to say, there's another video coming. I'll probably have the same outfit on because I have a message that is so strong that I need to get it out today. But that's me, and it's the one that everybody's been waiting. Like, who are you, and why are you making all these changes at 61 years old? Okay, that's why my YouTube channel is 60 starting over. Okay, I have made many transformations in the last 15 years, and I am highly qualified to support you through your transformation. And we'll talk more about that later, but thank you. And when I say I love you at the end of my videos, I mean it. Like, you took time to hang out with me, and I love you for that.